Very good evening, one and all. Welcome to the day 3 session of Entrepreneurship Development Program uh, offered by Reference Globe in collaboration with Ask Mentor. So, Reference Globe is an online edutech company. So, we offer various online education solutions for the colleges, and we help the colleges and universities in effective and efficient digital student transformation. So not like this, entrepreneurship workshops, we offer various other national level events like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things. Like, in future also we are going to come up with various national level events. Please stay tuned, and I'd like to hand over this call to My Startup TV. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to day 3 of Get Set Startup Student Entrepreneurship Development Program organized by Ask Mentor in association with Reference Globe. The strategic partners for this event are AML Service and Consultancy, Palnesto, Hackmania, and My Startup TV. For the benefit of all those who missed the first 2 days of the program, a short brief. On day 1, Rajesh Khosla, President and Chairman of AGI Glasspack, addressed the students and shared his thoughts about entrepreneurship. The mentor on day 1 was Ms. Urvashi Bed, Director of AML. She spoke about idea and ideation. On day 2, the two mentors were Captain Amaya Kochar, founder of Proforce, and Captain Rahul Rai, founder of Armor Heavy. They spoke about finding co-founder and bootstrapping. Today we have Rajat Shahi, who is a young and successful entrepreneur who started off his entrepreneurial journey in his second year of engineering. He is the founder of Hackmania. His company has been recently acquired by a US-based venture capital firm. He will be talking about community building and social media. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Rajat Shahi.
Good evening, everyone. So let me just quickly share my screen and then start talking about myself and community building. Okay, I hope you guys can see the screen. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share whatever little I know about community development or building. Yeah. And let me take a few moments to tell you about Hackmania. So we started Hackmania back in 2014 when I was in third year of BTech, and I had done more than 10 internships before starting Hackmania, just to get a gist of how to run a company. And since then, we have organized more than 500 hackathons over 30 cities all over the globe, filtering more than 1 million participants and clocking over 100,000 participants, co-building solutions for a better world. One of the largest hackathons in Telangana was also organized by Hackmania, where we executed a state-level hackathon along with the state government. Thousands of prototypes were built for solving 14 governmental problem statements by more than 16,000 participants across the colleges in Telangana. And we recently got acquired by a US-based VC firm and shifted our headquarters to Texas. We are now planning to do global level hackathons with millions of dollars getting invested towards problem solving, majorly in the sector of sustainable development goals set by the United Nations and blockchain. It's like a dream come true for Hackmania and all the people who were and are associated with the company in any manner. And that's about me and us. There are many more folks out there who have been doing amazing job at community development. And I would like to borrow a few pages out of their experience and add on some of mine while delivering today's session. So the arrival of social media brought with it a big shift towards community development and community-based marketing. And the companies who have benefited most are the ones who have really leaned onto the community and lifestyle aspects of their products and services. Companies like Microsoft, who run programs like Microsoft Student Partners, etc. Companies like Red Bull, who are essentially a beverage F&B company, but they support a lot of sports like F1 and other adventure sports. Then there is Mozilla, who which runs a big open source program wherein a lot of community members actually, kind of contribute to their open source challenges, etc. And these are strong evidences that building a community around your brand, business, industry, or craft is the best way to build loyalty, trust, and repeat business from a community of customers. just about every brand, product, service you can think of right now is building a community. Some are doing so with their social media and other platforms. Some are bringing their communities together in real life with events, hackathons, conferences, and some have created their own dedicated platforms, which just handle their community and engagement amongst their customers. So that's about introduction to kind of what community development or community building actually is. Then there are two major benefits of community building that I would like to list here, which is encouraging an open dialogue with your customers and helping them start conversations with each other. Because when customers talk to each other, they would actually come up with a lot of constructive criticism, which will help you actually enhance and put better features in your product or give better service offers. And the second one, which I actually sourced from Forbes, this is like a metric, which is cost of marketing to new customers is 6 to 7 times the amount as it is to market towards an existing community base. So if you have a community base, it actually saves you 6 to 7 times of that customer acquisition cost. And I could go on. For us, the benefits of community-based marketing are endless, and we are finding it increasingly easy to prove that to new and potential customers of ours. By doing a lot of large hackathons, a lot of large engagement programs where we engage thousands of developers, thousands of student community, etc., to find solutions for the problem statements that are listed by governments, corporates, or any of our other customers and partners. Now, talking about community development, it's important that we speak about the essential points that are considered while brainstorming on building a community. And I learned this literally yesterday while I was on a call organized by community folks. The event was named Community Charcha, and here there were a lot of community managers and community heads of companies like Spotify, Facebook, etc., who discussed on how to build a community and how to keep it engaged. So these are around 7 or 8 points that I sourced from them yesterday, and today I'm here. So this is the power of community, that you get to learn and then you get to share that knowledge with other people. So the first one would obviously be the purpose, like why should this community exist? So I would just go on with every point with an example relating to our company so that you can understand what these points actually mean in real business. So purpose, why should this community exist? So Hackmania community exists because we want to solve world problems and make this world a better place using technology. Because we all have been building software companies, etc. But are we solving real problems which will benefit millions of people and help them in the betterment of their lifestyle? So that's our purpose, our community's purpose, which we are trying to aim for. Second is audience, like who are we looking to gather, profiling of each prospective member. So for example, what kind of people are you targeting? Are you targeting students? Are you targeting male students? Are you targeting female students? Are you targeting students in engineering, or you are targeting them in some other course? So all those kind of profiling has to be done while you brainstorm on how to build a community so that you only target the people who are relevant to your particular community. Coming to the third point, that's values. Now, what are the principles which needs to be inculcated within the community? So, what kind of principles are there which you would like your community members to follow while kind of having a conversation or while exchanging ideas? So for us, it is mostly you have to talk around solving problems. You have to talk. And then they invested in us and we performed in India for 2 years, 3 years. And then they saw the potential in us from a global standpoint, because they saw that we were sitting in India and doing hackathons across US, across Qatar and whatnot. So they said that why don't you come here and, have a larger vision with more people and more sort of funds access. So that is the reason we kind of moved our headquarters to US, and right now we are working from there.
Okay, that's commendable, for a company that starts, basically started by you, from your college and then your journey of finding people. You made a very interesting point where you said networking. I remember between 2015 and even 2019, there were quite a few events that used to happen in Hyderabad itself, where, aspiring entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, early stage startups could go and meet and network. Last 2 years has been disastrous. disaster. The whole world has come to pretty much standstill. So during this time, when there is a lockdown, another probably third wave around the corner, how the young entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, can do network? Can you help us? Is there a way to do that?
Yes, definitely there is a way. I think the way is going digital because I think all the companies across the globe are going digital. I think 95% of our hackathons have been offline till date, but all of our hackathons going forward are going online. So we are targeting people online, and for entrepreneurs and students and everyone that those who want to network, there are a couple of platforms like Meetup.com or Eventbrite where you can find events near you which would be in your particular sector or things that you like. So I would suggest that going digital and finding out online events and attending them, most of which are actually free or at a nominal charge. So you should attend those kind of events where you can raise hands, you can sit on different tables like you would do at an actual offline event. So I think it's going online. You can go online and try to network with people.
That's definitely, I think Clubhouse is a place where people can connect, network. I just wanted to hear that from you. Yes, that's definitely the point. Now, Rajat, typically, one of the things people see is, this particular company got acquired, it got funded, but then the journey of reaching that point from starting or even the ideation stage to actually reaching to the point where somebody either invests into you or you get acquired. Tell us the problems you faced during this period. What kind of challenges you had?
I think a big challenge being a student entrepreneur would be, having the statutory requirements and the paperwork that we had to go through for getting investment, because for direct investment, how rigorous the paperwork is. So that is one thing that I would definitely list as a major issue that we faced for this particular transition. And secondly, since we are moving from India to US, it's a totally different market with different currency and different kind of metrics. So understanding that market and trying to work with people over there, understanding their culture was also a challenge. So I think these would be some challenges that I personally faced.
Great. So now let's open the floor to students who are part of this session. If they have questions, they're going to message you in the box. Do look at it and let's answer them.
Over to the students.
Reference Globe. As we wait for the questions to come in, Rajat, I will touch upon another side. You have done many hackathons at college level, engineering colleges across India, right? So what was your experience? How did you find the student community?
I think student community and that we have worked mostly with Tier 2, Tier 3 colleges because we want to inculcate a culture of innovation in these colleges, and that is the reason we have mostly worked with colleges, because we have faced this challenge when I was in college that there were not enough forums, not enough challenges happening for people in Tier 2, Tier 3 colleges. So we came up with this idea that how do we include all these people, because that all the thousands of solutions that have come for the last 6 years, they have come mostly from these particular colleges, and these are the problems that were given by big MNCs or state governments and central government. So kind of I think the culture of innovation is something that has attracted me, that has kind of been my motivation to go in colleges, so that people can actually innovate and actually collaborate and innovate. That is the thing.
Great. So as I see that there are no more questions coming from the student community, Rajat, I'll leave you with the final words. If there's anything you want to add, which can help inspiring entrepreneurs.
So I would suggest you first of all, if you are starting a company, don't look for funding on day one. Please try building an MVP and kind of having a USP, unique selling point of your thing, and try to do a little bit of revenue if you can, if it's a revenue-based business, and then approach for funding. And if you're still in anything less than third year, then I would highly suggest go and do internships in any company that you find. I would suggest don't do unpaid internships because I don't think that's the right way of doing internships. But yeah, do find out good paid internships in the sectors that interest you and then join them, because that is a great way of exploring and kind of having, an insight of how the actual world and actual companies work. So those would be some suggestions from my end.
Perfect.
Thank you, Rachit. Thank you for joining in, and thank you, audience, for joining us. We hope to see you again tomorrow with another session with our another set of mentors who are entrepreneurs, who have built the business, who've been there, who've done it. Thank you, Reference Globe, for being partners with us on this.
Thank you.
And thank you all. Rachit, thank you.